फ्यूचर में इंसानियत होगी या इंसेनिटी, और टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से हम अपना फ्यूचर बिल्ड कर रहे हैं या फिर अपना दी एंड? ये कुछ डिबेटेबल क्वेश्चंस हैं क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी को लेके लोगों की अलग अलग राय है। कुछ लोग हैं जो मानते हैं कि टेक्नोलॉजी ह्यूमन काइंड की बेटरमेंट के लिए है, वहीं कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो ये मानते हैं कि ये ह्यूमन कनेक्शंस की इंटरफेरेंस का एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन है। Well, hopefully आने वाली sci-fi series OK Computer can give us an answer to this, or maybe not. We'll find that out once the series is there. But इसकी amazing star cast में से एक इस वक्त हमारे साथ है on Punjab Case You Know the Times, the critically acclaimed and naturally talented, one of my favorites, Radhika Apte. So Radhika, warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, first things first, कितनी excited है आप रिलीज को लेके? बिकॉज ऑलरेडी बहुत सारा हो हल्ला क्रिएट हो चुका है रिगार्डिंग द टीजर एक्सेट्रा कि क्या होने वाली है सीरीज, तो अभी क्या लेवल ऑफ एक्साइटमेंट है?
I'm actually very excited and curious about it because it's a very different show. It's something we've not seen before. It's also a very brave show because they have tried to experiment with something which is with no inhibitions, you know, and like purely how they wanted it to be presented. So I'm curious to see how people react to it, you know, because it's not the normal usual things that we watch, you know, so it's very different. So yeah, and I'm also excited to watch it myself. We had a great time shooting for it, and you know, it does ask some very fundamental questions. So let's see.
Okay. Now, considering ये पहला आपका sci-fi project है, so tell us about your role, a little sneak peek into it, and also, you know, जब आपके पास ये narration आया था, तो how did you take it, and what was the one thing that you know made you decide that I'll take up this project?
So I play the part of Lakshmi, who basically is brought up by robots entirely, and so she sort of lacks faith in humanity and feels that robots are more reliable, and that there has to be ethical treatment towards robots, and that needs to be protected. So she's become another extreme, you know, from the bitterness that she carries towards human beings. And in this whole thing where she formed Peter, which is an organization to fight for the rights of robots, and so there's a fundamental clash between her and Sajan, and while they're together solving this murder mystery. That's the part. I think when it came to me, I just thought it was very funny, and I sort of didn't keep it down. I read the whole thing in one go, and I just was curious to see how these guys wanted to do it, and they're so passionate, so you know, they had so much knowledge about it, and it was just something completely different. So I wanted to see how it would be. I was very excited to be a part of it.
Okay, but while shooting, as you said, it's, you know, it is a very futuristic project, and इसमें कहते भी हैं कि भविष्य में आपका स्वागत है. So किस तरह की difficulties face किया आपने, you know, and how did you prep for your role, because कोई reference point नहीं था from where you could learn, so you know there are jargons, etc.
I don't think it's that much in the future, you know. There are some bots which we don't use every day, but I mean, it's really not that way in the future. That didn't feel like we are living in because a lot of things in the series also is very, very regular. You know, like for example, there was somebody was talking about it earlier on in the interview that in another interview that Sergeant carries the old dabba, like tiffin dabba. You know what I mean? Like so it's like a very relatable sci-fi, I think, and we also live with machines every day. It's just that the machines don't have a face, you know, and eyes and this thing. As if you just convert all your machines at home and just put eyes and change their facade, then you won't feel like we are very far away from what's shown in the series, you know. So it wasn't really, that kind of prep wasn't required because it was a sci-fi. That's just a character was very difficult. It was a bit caricature-ish, and this is always a worry to be atonal in that, you know. And I don't know if I've done that, but we'll see.
Okay. No, but in terms of this being, you know, a genre which is not greatly accepted, especially अगर हम Indian context की बात करें, you know, Bollywood has had its share of fails here. So was it a little apprehensive in your mind that, you know, you're going to try this, considering this also is your first sci-fi project, and this being comedy, because, you know, कहते हैं लोगों को हंसाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, फिर वो technically हंसाना, तो you found it difficult?
I don't think about these things. I don't really ever approach a project thinking that will it be a success, will it be hard for people to do it, or will it be. I mean, you can't. I personally don't feel as an actor that this is how you should approach it. I feel like whether I find it exciting or not is the only question here. And yes, it is a bit difficult, and I don't know if I'm going to fail at this or succeed at it at all. But somewhere you have to allow yourself to fail also. No, I mean, if I fail to laugh, make people laugh, or if I fail to portray this character, which I might, I haven't seen it. I haven't really seen the show yet, but if I have, and that's okay. I mean, I tried, and you have to try, and unless you allow yourself to be to fail, you will never try or take risks or try something else. You can't constantly succeed anyway. So what I'm trying to say is that that's not how I think about it. Like, it's your own personal journey. You have to grow. So
yeah. Actually, a few days back, I was having a discussion on an interview with Vijay, about the difficulties he faced while shooting the scenes, etc. तो एक point था जहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला कि जब co-actors के सामने scene होता है, तो it's easy to obviously enact. काफी सारे पार्ट्स हैं जहां आप रोबोट के साथ में कॉन्वर्सेशन कर रहे हैं और वो थोड़ा उनको डिफिकल्ट लगा इन द टर्म्स दैट एक्चुअली नील वाज गिविंग द क्यूज फॉर द रोबोट्स. सो वो थोड़ा सा उन्होंने बोला कई बार हंसी उसमें आ जाती थी सीन करते करते, थोड़ा सा डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाते थे. सो यू गॉट some scenes with robots as well. So did you face something similar?
No, actually, I thought it was quite intimate to speak to robots.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt it was quite a very intimate space to speak to robots, even though Neil was doing the lines. I don't know. I felt quite. I mean, it's quite weird. Why? When you know that something is very harmless, something can never harm you, or will only listen to you and serve you, and then why do you feel intimate towards them and feel you have a soft corner? It's a bit of a weird psychology, but it was quite nice actually. Felt very harmless and friendly.
Okay, but in reality, how much of a tech freak are you?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm really not actually. Not at all. I'm of course heavily reliant on technology. Like I use it constantly, but I'm not a tech savvy person in the least. Like really not. Very slow, in fact.
Okay, so in this whole debate that we've been having since many years about the role of technology in our lives and how much should we actually include, where do you stand in this debate?
I think everything in life, everything has advantages and disadvantages. Nothing comes with just one. How you use it is the question here. It's not the technology in itself has nothing. It's neither good nor bad. It's technology. It's how you use it, whether you use it to manipulate, gain power, whether you use it to destroy the earth, whether you use it to actually assist human longevity or whatever it is, or the quality of life. It really depends on that. Technology in itself is nothing, nor good or bad. It's our approach towards it,
and how you use it or misuse it, rather. Yeah. Okay, coming back to the series, there are other actors as well, and there are scenes where there's a lot of technology and etc. used, visual effects etc. So I want to know, what was your experience working with the other co-actors, and also this being comic timing बहुत important है, and especially अपने co-actor के साथ में pair up करना उस timing के हिसाब से. So how did you find this whole experience? Was it sometimes funny where you would crack up while you're delivering your lines?
Cracking up literally all the time. I mean, most of my scenes are with Vijay and Kani, and they both are such fantastic actors. And Ratna Bali also, actually, I had quite some scenes with her, and she's so good. So I was cracking up literally all the time. We had so many retakes because of that. But it's really good to work with like great actors, because it sort of makes your performance also better, but it also is fun. You learn a lot. You're discovering new things together. So I'm very happy they cast such great actors to work with, actually, and their comic timing is great. I mean, Kani, Ratna, Vijay, all of them, they're really good at their comic timings.
Okay. And you've shared quite a few BTS also, where obviously we can see you having a great time. So is there a particular, or are there any particular behind the scenes that you would now like to share with us?
No, I think we just became really good friends, and Sarang, who was on set, is like my old friend. So we go really way back. And so, it was just a really comfortable set where we were friends. There was no nakhras, there was nothing. We all were really interested in the work. So, and it was funny, it was bizarre. So it was just a great time. We had an absolutely great time. We were constantly playing pranks on each other, silly pranks, nothing smart even. But it was just a really nice set.
Okay. Now, Radhika, talking about the digital space, you've been there for quite some time now, and now obviously during the pandemic, we've seen an increase in the kind of consumption Indians are doing on the OTT platforms. So, how do what's your take on this platform?
I mean, obviously, I don't see why they wouldn't use this platform when there was a pandemic, because I mean, there was nothing else to do, so you had to keep yourself occupied some way or the other. So I think obviously the usage of OTT was this thing. And I mean, there is no opinion on it. It's a great platform. It has many advantages, as I said. It is extremely convenient way of consuming entertainment, watching things. It is really great that a lot of content is available. It has generated a hell of a lot of employment. It has given equal opportunities to projects, whether it's a small or a big project. I just hope that theaters also sustain, because it's that's how cinema should be watched. But I think OTT platform is great.
Yeah, no, actually, this question stemmed from this recent debate over the whole censorship that we should have in India, and the one reason why people obviously love consuming content on OTT is because of the lack of censorship. Because you get to watch a lot of creative stuff. So I wanted to ask about that basically. So how okay are you with the censorship idea?
I don't think there should be censorship. I understand the U and an A, I understand that, but I don't think there should be censorship at all. I think there should be freedom to express, and it's an art. I mean, it just should have freedom. I'm not pro censorship for sure.
Great. So apart from, of course, the OK Computer coming up now, Radhika, what are the future projects where obviously we'll get to see you?
Actually, I'm supposed to make an announcement very soon, but those projects have not yet made an announcement. So I have 4 projects that I have to make an announcement for, but so I think next month I'll be able to make it.
Okay, so all of us obviously are eagerly waiting for those announcements, because we love to watch more of your natural talent on screen. Jate, is there a message that you would probably throw for our viewers?
Nothing, just please watch OK Computer on the 26th of March on Disney+Hotstar VIP.
Great, we shall, and obviously everybody wants to see how you do in this comical space. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Radhika.
Thank you.
Thank you.